Boop, boop, boop. What up, moods? Send moods in the Slop.Computer. How you doing, man? We are live. Good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be here in the Slop.Computer.
Yeah, you are deep in the Schlop right now. Yeah. Oh, we got Claude. Claude's trying to make his way in here. Let's see what he's got. Let me help him out here. He's got the wrong thing. Hopefully that doesn't show anything weird. Okay, there he is. Let me get him out of here. Sorry. All right. So, yeah, welcome to the Slop. It's good to have you. You are definitely a sloperator these days, but you previously, you did a bunch of stuff. You were like an early Uniswap. Okay, so let me go back all the way to ETH Denver 2018. I believe we hung out there. That's where I met you. And I think you were working at like AWS or something, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I was. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was actually working on the managed blockchain team.
Okay.
Yeah, we were doing like some crazy like Hyperledger stuff. Super boring.
Yeah. And did you do anything in between that and Uniswap, or were you hired pretty early at Uniswap?
I think Uniswap like started around 2019 or maybe a little bit earlier. So I worked at Google for a couple of years after Amazon. Doing some like back-end ads tech stuff, which sounds boring, but it's actually more interesting than what I was doing at Amazon. Yeah, it was like privacy in the ad stack, which is kind of like a self-contradiction. Yeah, I think that's what made it fun.
And then Uniswap. And that was like V2 time or V3 time? Which one did you work on, the router for V3 or V2?
I think it was just before V2 launched that I joined, so it was just post V1. At the time, I had like messed around with making this like iframe web wallet thing. While I was working at Google, I like built this in open source, like there weren't that many dApps around, so Uniswap was obviously one of the first ones I integrated, and so I had all these wallets, which turned out pretty fortunate later. I had all these wallets that I created on the web, just to like test Uniswap and to demo this like web wallet.
Same. And I had a bunch of burner wallets, which were the exact same thing. Like I had swaps built into the burner wallet, and you would just have like a brain wallet that has like $20 on it that swaps USDC or DAI at the time, not USDC, and that was enough to get like thousands of dollars. What's the Uniswap airdrop worth at this point? Like $5,000 or something?
Oh, I mean, I think it was 400 uni was like the amount, and so it's like 3 something. So I mean, this is about the price that it airdropped at.
Okay,
I think it was around $3 that day. But yeah, I remember it went up to 40, and I was like, damn. I was like, can I sell? Please, can I sell? But the company told me I can't sell my airdrop.
Ah, man, rough.
Yeah,
it makes sense though.
Yeah, so I held on to that for, much lower price.
And we got, look at these gas prices, man. It costs a whole 25 cents to send ETH right now on Ethereum. That is rough. And that's the slow price. It costs $1 to send $1 million on Ethereum right now.
Headed back to 2017.
Yeah. Let's go. Take me back, please. Please take me back.
$100 swaps.
Yeah. I deployed a contract for $1,000. It was not. It's not the prime of my life. I regret it deeply.
Yeah. It's great because if you wait a couple hours, you could spend
like a fraction of that.
100.
Yes.
So it's like
yes, especially with 1195. I think is which one is it? That's something else.
I think it's 1193. I don't know.
Whatever
I know what you're talking about.
Basically, gas is a lot better. I had Eric Connor on just the other day, and we were talking about it. But it made gas a lot better, and you had to quit worrying about gas so much after that came through.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get rid of gas.
I'm kind of a hater, but that's for a different time.
Wait, we're a hater on what? Let's have a hot take. We're on a podcast.
It's 1193, right? Or no, not 1193. What is the how am I second price auction gas Ethereum? Man, I can't believe I have to look it up. 1559.
1559. That's it. Yeah. 1559. Wait, you're a 1559 hater? How?
Yeah. Oh God, I felt like it was all motivated just by the ETH burn, and not really about the UX quite as much. I think you could have had a lot of the same UX benefits. Like you probably remember back in the day, you could send a 0 gas price transaction, which sort of allowed for this like bunk account abstraction.
As long as someone else put it, like, mined it into a block, basically. Like you would have to somehow bribe a miner to include your 0 gas transaction in, but you could. Yeah.
I mean, there were like, I think there were like applications where people somehow did that, where they had this like side channel thing. Or like, I don't know, they mined it themselves. I'm not totally sure how that happened, but I felt like it was a cool option, a cool level of flexibility. You could also send like the full amount of ETH on your account and sort of empty it, which was nice. And I thought you could get a lot of the same benefits with this other thing called gas price escalator, which I think Dan Finlay proposed. And I mean, there's also like, the bursting of the block gas limit, so you can have up to 2x. That was kind of cool, but I think there's better ways to do that. And then like, it just felt like it was very politicized because everyone wanted to burn ETH, for ultrasound money, that sort of thing. But nowadays everyone's like, oh, the emissions are too high or inflationary, and it's like, it's that, I don't know, that didn't really.
So TLDR, you wish they would have thought more about UX and less about burn and other political things.
Yeah, because like the gas price things, like I still occasionally get like a stuck transaction. Like it's not perfect for me. I would like for transactions to at least expire, after you sign them, so they can't be included after some block time stamp. And that was what the gas price escalator solved.
I feel like the only time my transactions mess up is because the wallet or the RPC are screwed up, and it's not like protocol or mempool issues. It's something else dumb, some other centralized dumb thing.
It's pretty rare that it doesn't get mined.
Yeah,
I agree. But when you're building a wallet, like RPC issues do
You
come
pay
up,
a lot of
especially
attention to that. Yep.
yeah, because like I want the user's experience on the wallet to be reliable, so I need to pick the right RPCs that are not going to have these transaction broadcasting issues, and it does come up, especially because I don't want to have any. So yeah, I don't want to have any like of my own infrastructure running for this wallet. I want it to sort of be fully decentralized. You download this application, it's fully in your control. So, I'm sort of relying on a list of public RPCs, and these have different levels of reliability. So
let's get into that. Like, is it Ekubo? How do I pronounce this? Let's start with that.
yeah, that'll do.
Ekubo. Okay, sweet. Yeah. And it is, so you must have taken your learnings from the Uniswap era and applied it to your own AMM. And now you're building a wallet, and you're also a big-time sloperator. And I want to dive into each one of those threads, but maybe just talk about the AMM first. Like, what is special about it? What did you go do after Uniswap?
Yeah, so my thinking when I started Ekubo was that, like, Uniswap's never going to take a bet on a ZK rollup like Starknet. It's like sort of bleeding edge tech. It doesn't quite have adoption yet. And there's not really competition there. So I could kind of like build Ekubo, which would be this like outpost of Uniswap. And that's the direction I took it at the beginning. I had a temp check with the Uniswap DAO about getting funding for building this outpost, and sort of becoming this like second core development team for the Uniswap DAO. I think I decided not to move forward with that just because of the difficulty of working with a DAO that's as big as Uniswap, and also like the additional responsibilities that come with it. The public optics and everything. It just seemed like overwhelming for what I want to do, which was just make a sort of leverage bet on Starknet with this AMM. So we did pretty well on Starknet. We pretty quickly got all the liquidity, all the AMM liquidity when we built concentrated liquidity for Starknet, which was not so trivial because back then, Cairo was a newer language. So, and it was pre-AI. So, this was all sort of re-implemented by hand for this VM and gas optimized for different kinds of semantics. Like, for example, you pay for storage slots rather than call data on this ZK rollup. So it was written from scratch for Starknet, and along the way, I also made all these, I think, architectural improvements to how this AMM works. And we've had many iterations on Starknet. The contract's been upgraded probably 10 plus times because everything's upgradable on Starknet. And so I took a lot of those learnings and brought that to EVM in the last year. And so we've been trying to expand and make this sort of like cross-chain open infrastructure for AMMs.
Okay, so it was purpose-built for Starknet using like the tech of Uniswap, and not funded by the Uniswap DAO, but you survived. And from there, like, the wallet is important and the AI building is important, and I think that's what I want to dig into. So like, why build a wallet now? What about like right now is interesting? It's got to be agents.
It is agents, exactly. Yeah. I mean, so I think Cloudflare has just wrote an article about Kitesurf, like about how they've always wanted to build a browser, like it's always come up in their internal conversations, and it never made sense for them to build a browser. But then like the agentic web, where now the majority of web traffic is now agents, it suddenly makes sense for them to build a browser specifically for agents. So that was kind of that really resonated with me when I read it, because that's basically exactly what I'm doing for wallets. This is a wallet for primarily for agents. It's meant to be used. It's meant to basically sit in the background, and you don't really need to touch it much. You don't need to think about it much on a day-to-day basis, and you can automate some of the things that used to take a lot of time maybe rebalancing your positions or like swapping and bridging and so on. Like there's a lot of like clicks that go into just a basic operation like that that make it kind of a pain. And so you do it less frequently than you should and so on. And so we kind of need a new wallet, which will allow safe, unattended operation of your wallet, of your funds, just to maximize yields or to make small transfers or payments or whatever. This wallet sort of just gives your agent that capability.
Okay, and I don't actually, you can't get to the wallet here. This is like something that's in development, right? Like I can't just like get to your wallet yet from the website. Like I think you just released it to the App Store. Is that right?
I just announced it this morning, and you can
Okay.
actually get to it. So if you refresh
Hell
this
yeah.
page, you refresh this page, the first thing you should see is introducing Ekubo wallet.
Yeah.
You can click that.
Hell yeah. Okay. I clicked it. It didn't take me to the right place, but there we go. Hell yeah.
It takes you to a blog.
You announced it this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if you click Ekubo wallet here,
okay,
that brings you to the website. You can download it for Mac OS, just run it. So quick disclaimer. Actually, lots of disclaimers. A, it's not audited. I use V12 a lot. I use GPT 5.6 Daybreak a lot to audit this thing. So I'm pretty... The thing was built with security in mind. It has this like core crate, which is what manages all the access to keys and everything. And it has a policy engine, which is well tested. But of course, that doesn't replace a complete audit. And this is, in the terms of service and everything, but, definitely read those. It's small enough to read.
Did you say B12 or P12? I don't think I know what that is.
V12.sh.
V12. Okay.
Yeah, it's like an AI auditor by Zelic, and it does a really good job. It's very thorough. So yeah, I've spent like over $2,000 on just auditing this wallet over and over again. Each run costs hundreds of dollars. And cool. As well with Daybreak, Daybreak is the Chat GPT like security audit, cybersecurity model. So I've been using that as well a lot to review the code.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strongly recommend these tools. I think if I spent, so in the last year with Ekubo protocol, I've spent upwards, like probably mid to high six figures on audits.
Wow.
Over the lifetime of Ekubo protocol, the different versions. I think today, if I spent $20K on auditing the same code, maybe 20 to 50K over the lifetime of the protocol.
Of AI, right? Like,
yeah.
Basically, like chill, you can get a $1 audit, which is going to be worth like a $10,000 audit 2 years ago. And so those $1 audits, it should almost be part of your like CI/CD pipeline. And because of that, like everything else has come down in price because even the humans that were charging outrageous amounts are now all using AI to do a faster, better job. So, correct? Like question mark?
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, the cost of auditing is gonna fall so low, and it's gonna get so good to the point where you should run on every commit.
Yep. Okay, so this wallet is an app that you download on your computer, and it is a visual thing. Let me share my screen. I'll close this and share the actual wallet if I can find it here. I think it's right here. Yeah. You get basically this, and you can generate an account, and you can send in some Ether. And this is as far as I got. I noticed there is an inbox, so there must be some messaging. I created my account. I sent in some ETH. I noticed there were policies, but and of course I could wallet connect out. But I think what's going to happen here is we're going to give this to my agent and let it rip. Is that right?
Yeah, you're using a bit of an older version. If you could update it. If you go to the settings, you got like
I can do it right now.
Version.
Let's
Just
go.
Go down and it depends if you, install 1.40.
Let's do it live. Yeah. Oh,
That's
there
how
it goes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, let me reshare this.
So hopefully
show my
when
private
you
key
open
first
it,
thing.
no, it actually doesn't ever show your private key unless you
That's
go
good.
export it.
That's good.
So yeah, this is better because now we have a getting started. So it looks like you've already created an account.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it was a little bit, I think I gave you that feedback. It was a little bit confusing. Like I created the account and I knew what to do, but only because like I've done this so many times and it didn't hold my hand enough. And that looks like you've got some hand holding happening here. Specifically, I want to connect my agent, right? Yes.
Yeah, so we can see what you have installed just based on the configs.
Yeah.
If you click install on the one you want, there you go. Now you have this wallet accessible to your agent.
Okay, so then in another terminal somewhere, I would open up my Claude code.
Yep.
Okay, let me
do that. You can also use the Claude app, which is pretty nice if you're more of a visual
user. I am, but I'm going to use a CLI. I'm going to actually create a folder named Ekubo, and I'm going to CD into it, and then I'm going to run Claude there. And I'll share it once I get, let's see, GM. Let me see if it's, I have a lot of different subscriptions and I don't know if it's going to, it looks like it's going to answer. Okay, so now I'm going to share that. Okay, and there's my Claude Code session. So what do I do? Just tell it like, yo, you should have an Ekubo skill now?
You shouldn't even have to say that. You should just be like, what's my wallet? What's my wallet address? Should discover it.
Hell yeah. Let's go. And so there's what's happening here. There's an MCP that's running locally in the background, and it's talking to your wallet, and you've exposed to the agent, like, here is the MCP and here are the things you can call. And then it's going to call and like make a bunch of calls against the wallet and learn things. Is that about right?
Yep,
hey, there's exactly my wallet.
Right. So there's actually, it's broken into two pieces. So the same way you have like a browser extension or whatever your wallet is, and you have a dApp, they're kind of broken apart the same way here. So when you install this wallet, it installs a hosted Ekubo MCP server, which is kind of like a dApp, and then it also installs the Ekubo wallet MCP server. So the Ekubo wallet MCP server does run locally, and that's how the agent can like ask for you to sign something. So like, for example, let's say, hey, can you sign a message that says "Hello World" here?
Oh wow, it'll do that. It'll like post that up to my wallet.
It should pop up a little notification that says, hey, your approval is needed for some signature.
Okay, so sending ETH, easy. Swapping, next level. Liquidity management, hella hard.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you spent a lot of time thinking about liquidity management. Like by working at Uniswap, running your own AMM, liquidity management is like in the back of your mind all the time. That must be what this agent is like programmed to do, basically. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean that's really what motivated it in the first place.
Yeah, it's so complicated.
We launched this thing called Stonks on Robinhood chain, which is similar to Aerodrome. So Arrow on Base, and that you have Arrow token. You can stake Arrow token, and you can vote for pools. So you could say ETHUSDC, vote for ETHUSDC, and then you start earning a share of those pool fees. And the people who LP in those pools, they earn Arrow. So that's a really complicated thing to do for a regular user. You have to pick all these pools, which pools are doing the best today, which ones are doing the best 5 hours ago. Is there some new meme coin that you should be voting on because all of a sudden there's new volume? And every user is going to have different opinions about that. So one user might want to only vote for stock pools, stock token pools, and USDG because they don't want to earn fees in some random meme coin, which they'll have to worry about dumping. Which isn't a great reason because this agent can dump for you. If that's what you want.
Okay, something happened here. So I asked it to sign, and it then I got a notification in my OS that said you needed to sign something, and then it brings me to the inbox of the wallet, and it's saying message signature testing unnamed requester. Oh, review. Okay. What I want, where is the actual message I'm going to sign? Yeah, hello world, let it rip, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool. Nice. And there's probably some kind of like Ethereum message colon. There's like more that's appended to that behind the scenes when I'm signing this. Like I'm not like raw signing that message because I think that's bad. But I bet you take
for sure. It's using the same semantics as ETH sign message.
Okay. It had me do a fingerprint and it signed. And now it's going to come back here. Keep going. Sorry to interrupt. I'm just trying to narrate out loud what's going on.
So what you just showed is kind of like the attended execution. So this would be if you're at your computer and you just don't want to go to some website to do a bunch of stuff, or like you want it to do a bunch of complex things and you want to review each transaction. This is kind of how the flow would look, where you ask your agent to do something, it sends it to the wallet, and then it waits for that for you to respond to it. And so there's like tools for the agent to actually wait for your action, so it can just keep going as soon as you do something. You can see it's a personal signed signature. You could ask it to verify the signature.
Dope.
But yeah,
what I would really do is I would go somewhere else to verify it. Like I would go to, like, I have another website called Signatorio. Let me do that. Like you wouldn't want to ask it to verify its own signature. You'd want to go to some third party and register. Let me see if I can do that.
Yeah.
You'd want to bring up, yep. And I'd verify it here. I'd paste it in here or at Etherscan. Ooh, I don't even know if I can do that. This lets me sign things, but it doesn't let me verify things. There's like a link in to do that. Okay, sorry. Yeah. I'm on a tangent.
If you have Cast installed, you could just say verify the signature and it'll and it should work.
All right, now I'm going to try something much harder. And that's going to be, I'm asking it to swap $10 in ETH to Fold, which is the new Interfold that just came out today. Which is running, by the way, you can do private voting with Interfold right here in the Slop.Computer. And basically what I need to do is I need to get some Interfold so I can run Cypher nodes on top of my Build Guild client, because I have a local Ethereum node. Is that Manifold? I think it's Interfold. See, it's something else. It's something different. No, it's let's see.
So it's not totally clear. I mean, so it didn't make any tool calls to.
This is hard. Yeah, no. This is a hard thing to do. That's like a brand new token. Yes, there we go. The Interfold.
Recommended. Interesting. It's telling you, it's giving you financial advice.
Okay, let's talk about that. Like, is that scary? Like, is that legal? Like, what does that mean? Like, what happens when the agent gives you financial advice?
Well, interestingly, while I was developing this, for a few days, Codex actually stopped doing what I asked it to. It started refusing my requests.
Fable style, like too afraid. Yeah.
Yeah, and it referred me to the harness policy, so the Codex usage policy. And it said that it's not willing to do risky financial transactions, including any sort of crypto transaction. So for a while, OpenAI, for some reason, decided to start blocking.
Just nerf it.
Crypto.
Yeah.
But then they walked it back, and now Codex works fine. So it's there's definitely a little bit of like they're sort of like protecting themselves in terms of risk. I mean, obviously I have to as well. If you read the terms of service, it says use at your own risk. Like I have no control over what you do with this. If your agent messes up, how you prompt your agent can cause it to be confused and then submit a bad transaction. And because the thing is made for unattended usage, you can define a policy which is maybe too open or too loose, and then your agent can go do something without
Let's
your
talk about
permission.
that policy. Let's go look at those policies.
Yeah.
Can you take us through like what this even means? Like basically, I would probably use my agent to create the policy. Is that right? Like I wouldn't like get in here and type this. I would say, hey agent, let's set up a policy that I can only swap $100 a day or something like that. Am I thinking of it right?
Yeah. So the policy engine went through a lot of iteration. So what you're referring to would be like some sort of spend limit. The policy engine actually doesn't have spend limits.
This is more like safeguards.
Yeah. So the thing I didn't want to do is create a dependency on the RPC URL for security. And so what I mean by that is your spend limit, that's a very stateful calculation. It depends on the price of the tokens at the time you're spending it. It depends on the simulation. So let's say the simulation returns and you don't actually spend any tokens. And where do you get the simulation? You get that from the RPC URL. So that introduces a lot of data into your policy engine, a lot of state, which can make it less reliable. Is that the fold you wanted, that address?
I mean, I don't know. I'm probably just kind of let it rip.
So the token
There's our EIP 1559.
Which is interesting. I don't know how recently the token was deployed, but the tokens, those are hard coded at launch, and you can add to them. But if the token's labeled, I'm not sure it's the right one.
What? Oh, you made me. You Uniswapped, or you MetaMasked me here. You make me read all of this BS before I can accept and authenticate, brother.
What? Yeah, we gotta do it.
Oh, it's like a terms of you got to do it legally or something, or what? Like,
I mean, look, there's no. I'm not telling you I did any legal review on this thing, but
okay. Do you think that this does me any good reading this right here?
So you can click the little purple arrow. If you click it pretty quick, it just goes down fast. But the thing is, it's not made for attended execution. So I think you're kind of using it in the old way of using wallets.
Okay.
That's why the UX isn't that great. Most of the time, you don't see the screen if you set this up the way you want it to be set up.
It signs the thing like automatically. So based on the policy, it can just like actually execute this, and I'm just like telling the agent what I want to do, and it's like letting it rip. Is that right?
Yep, exactly. So we can try that next.
Yeah.
So if you go through getting started, let's see what it says.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Connect the DApp with Wallet Connect. I could. But it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, basically, so you don't need to have another wallet. We support Wallet Connect, which means you can use any other DApp. As like the way it works with Wallet Connect is interesting. Anything you set in your policy which allows a transaction to automatically be signed also applies to Wallet Connect. So if you set up your policy so that you can swap on Ekubo or Uniswap or 0x or whatever without signing a message, then it'll be the same way with Wallet Connect. When you connect a wallet and you try to do a swap, it's not going to ask for your confirmation. So we double Uniswapped you. If you go to the top, you have to choose which wallet, and we do this because again, anything that the wallet submits,
and then this thing. Oh man, that's a pain in my butt.
Yeah. So you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to set up a policy. That's the fifth item on the.
I'm doing it wrong already. Okay.
Yeah. And it's kind of just so that it's like familiar to you when you first use it.
Yeah.
But I think the next step is the most important. Is like let the agent do something without you.
Right.
So you could let's go back to your Cloud Code and take a look. But why don't we say, I don't want to have to approve this. Can you propose a policy to my wallet?
I just wanted to see that. Okay, and basically I would click that button and it would come back over here and do. Okay, so let's go. Wait. So I want to talk to this guy about. Okay, so we need a new policy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm saying like we need you to just be able to rip.
Yep.
And it's going to know how to do this. It's going to have like the self introspection to like set up a policy for itself. And I'm just going to like approve the policy, and then it'll just do these swaps. That's dope.
You'll get a notification in your inbox which says, "Hey, there's a new policy that's been approved or been proposed." You click it. It might take a second because it has to read the skill that is provided by Ekubo wallet. It has to read the JSON schema. You can see it's reading now the policy authoring skill from Ekubo wallet.
So I gotta say that like this has been a good experience, this getting started, but I would have dismissed it right away.
Yeah.
like my smooth brain would have been like, get the fuck out of my way. I want to click around in here. So the thing is like, can you do this getting started in phases where it's like, oh, you finally got your account created. Now go connect it to your agent, and it like pops up a new thing? Because like if I dismiss this, it's gone forever probably. Is that right?
If you close and open it and you haven't done everything, then it does show back up.
Okay. So I can find it somewhere else, or it will pop back up when something triggers it.
That's a good point. It should pop back up if you do a new item on the list.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, cool. Looks like we're working on a policy right now.
Let me give that to my agent.
Yeah, get your agent to ship it right now, right? Welcome to 2026. I've got Claude listening here, and I've had him like actually ship things live, and Slop.Computer like hot reload with a new feature.
Yeah.
But like it's crazy, man. Building software is so crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, what am I doing trying to remember things when I could just have the agent listen?
Right.
I'm such a boomer. But here I am typing it anyway. There we go. Not gonna forget it. Yeah. So the policies are pretty interesting, actually, what you can do with them. So I mentioned earlier that they're totally stateless, so it just runs on the envelope of the transaction and the list of calls you want to make. So to do a swap of ETH to Fold, you would need to be able to send native value. You would need to make a call to potentially the 0x router or the Ekubo router or the Uniswap router. So what it's probably going to do is like, figure out what that call was. Oh
man. I just
so let's see, what's it saying?
I hate this. Yeah. It's like I need to run permissions and allow this like MCP here. So it's like my own local harness is having problems.
I use bypass permissions, so this might happen.
I mean, I usually do too, man. Like it's like usually like let it rip, do whatever you need to do. Yeah, I just made it worse. Come on, man. Okay, while I'm flailing on this, tell me about your AI stack. Like, how are you building? What do you use to build? Are you Codex? Are you Claude? What's your harness? All that.
Yeah, I feel like it changes very, very rapidly, like day to day. But what I've been doing lately is I'll have if I'm home, I'll just be using Claude on the terminal. I can background sessions. I have it set up so that it always uses work trees because I hate when I'm doing multiple things in a particular repo and I'm getting conflicts. But it's a little bit slow, especially in like a Rust repo where it has to recompile. So I don't know if it's optimal. But yeah, usually I have like multiple conversations. Sometimes I have like many repos, which isn't. It's sometimes slightly annoying with agents. But like, I just have like a directory with all my Ekubo repos in it. And so I'll run my Claude agent in there with Claude RC. I can have the Claude app on my phone and just be running stuff, get like preview links on my phone, see how it did.
This is the most retarded fucking process.
Are you still stuck?
I'm trying to just allow this rule, but like it like selects things when I'm doing it. This is, oh man. I don't know how this works.
Can you put a
if I
little
add a
asterisk?
rule and then I paste it in, it's already like selected something else. Oh my gosh. Rage quit. Fucking Claude Code. Throw you in that. It's like Claude Code is a great harness. Anytime any AI harness software starts getting permissions set up and editing itself, it almost always kills itself. Like OpenClaw is the worst with it. But all I want to do is just add this policy to the thing.
Can we
Let me just see if a
like
separate Claude code could do that. Yeah.
Or even like auto should work.
Oh, it's on auto. Auto mode is on, brother. I'm full of auto, and I have like everything allowed. It's like catching something else.
The auto mode classifier refused it.
The problem is when I select something, they've decided to auto copy when you select. Instead of letting you hit the copy button, they've decided we should auto copy as soon as they select some code. So if I copy this and then I navigate into their terrible, terrible, terrible user interface here, it's already selected something else. So I can't then get in here. And then what? Oh, no. I hit 1, that doesn't work. I hit enter, that doesn't work. Anytime, if I click anything, it's going to add a new rule, paste. Oh, I got it. Yes, everywhere. Go. I think I may have gotten it.
Let's go.
But I have no idea.
So what now? Try again?
Try now. Let's see if we made any progress there. Oh, damn right, all caps. We're way past lowercase letters at this point. This thing has spiked my cortisol way too far.
Yeah. You know,
I would have probably rage quit already if we weren't live trying to do it.
I think there's it looks like it worked already. There's something in the inbox.
Okay. There we go.
Let's take a look at that. So this isn't the best UI. It's still in progress. But basically it just tells you what changed. Again, even the changing stuff, it's not really the best because, you know, you can't really...
There's a lot here.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really read it. Like,
if you don't read it, you shouldn't, like, unless you're like legally, you should supply the right amount of information to the user and no more.
Oh, it's installed now. It's done.
Okay.
We're just installing an empty policy now. That's another bug.
Oh, okay.
Or not empty, but the same one that you already have.
Yeah.
So you go back to
so how do I
see? Why don't we take a look at that policy?
Okay, there we go. Looks good.
So you can scroll up. We can take a look at it. Just each of the rules, because it's not that hard to read.
Yeah.
So any request that is on chain ID 1 and has a higher max fee for gas than whatever that is, 50 way, it rejects just outright. Gas limit too high.
Okay.
And so this is allowing you to approve on chain ID 1 a call to the full token, which calls approve, where the spender is equal to the 0x address. Makes sense. And only if the plan came from Ekubo.org. So that's not necessary, but you know, basically the rules are evaluated in order. If it matches, then the effect applies.
Let it rip. You just do it. Let's see what happens now. Fable's going to be like, I can't touch this, man. Hell no.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely going to complain about sending the transaction.
Let's see what happens. It's hitting the wallet. It's doing something. This is about the time that I like run out of subscription or something. Like I've got a bunch of audits running on another machine with the same subscription or something, and I run out.
So the LLM typically doesn't care. Like you can use pretty much any LLM. What it's doing is not particularly hard with the way it's set up. So you could use like GPT 5.6 Luna fast, like the fastest one. and it's usually going to work fine because what it's doing is just passing references, and there's a lot of guardrails. The way I like a lot of the hard work was just making it so that it's fast enough to be useful. And so if you're using a big LLM, you might not necessarily need to. You can use a much faster one, and it'll do basically the same thing. Where I would say you want to use a bigger LLM is if you're saying, look at the student query results, and based on that, decide which pools to LP in, and then based on that and your profitability, try to maximize your yield, but in dollars. Looks like it ran it.
Did it do it?
Ripped. So yeah, you can go to your inbox now. You should have gotten a notification. I think Mac OS is pretty quick to dismiss them.
Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing.
And I think I've already decided.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah, we made a transaction on mainnet. And then if I want to see my assets, my portfolio, do I have some fold? Refresh.
I think you want to show all there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
The interfold, we got some. Dope, dude. Did it.
And I think where it gets really interesting is when you start setting up loops. So if you do /loop, swap back and forth forever, it can go.
Or DCA, right?
Yeah, or DCA, or you can do basically anything. So you can say DCA, and I don't want to pay more than this much. The price moves by more than 1%. And it's all going to be in the memory, right? Because it's in the context. So you don't really have to build out all the systems that do make these sort of fuzzy decisions. And you can say, if you ever have any doubts, then, pause there. Also, you can have it whenever it's sending a transaction, you can say if you're not sure about the transaction, ask me to review it. I've never done that, but that's definitely possible with the surface of the tool.
Okay, now we talked about this earlier. Liquidity management is much harder. If I wanted to put this in a narrow band liquidity position, can I just explain it like that? And it's going to ask me some questions and make it happen? That's got to be very hard.
No, it'll do it. It'll 100% do it.
Oh, yes.
So I was talking earlier about the separation between the sort of the dApp and the wallet. The wallet's pretty dumb. All the wallet does is simulate transactions, evaluate policies, send transactions, lets you wait on the transaction result. And then it has one somewhat complicated tool which lets you transfer any amount of assets, any number of assets. So that just lets you generate the plan, the execution plan. Yeah, you could change the loop to $1. That should do it. Or are you funding it?
Yeah. Yep. I was going to paste in some more Ethereum.
Yeah. So I was talking about the separation, the wallet. The wallet's kind of dumb. It's just the wallet. We don't build anything into the wallet. Swapping's not built into the wallet. Bridging's not built into the wallet. It just knows how to simulate requests on different chains and how to protect your private keys. So what's happening when you say, I want to do a swap of X to Y, it might use the internet to figure out what that token address is, but then it uses our hosted MCP server at mcp.ekubo.org, which is a totally separate online thing, and that will reach out to 0x and get a quote, or that will reach out to a cross and get a bridge transaction, or it'll look at the Sky or Rapsec ETH or whatever. It has multiple other protocol integrations in there just to make it so you don't have to go find additional MCP servers. But the main purpose of that app is very similar to how, for a website, like a dApp like Ekubo, the purpose of the app is to surface data in a useful way and help you construct good call data. So the MCP server for the app is very similar to that. It just knows how to construct call data for adding liquidity or removing liquidity, or what are the actions, what's the set of actions you can do with Ekubo protocol or Lido or Uniswap or whatever. and how do I actually implement those actions.
Dope.
So anyone can build an MCP server for whatever app it is or whatever protocol. Like you could build one for Uniswap, and then you just have to add the Uniswap one. And you can surface whatever data you want in there. Like you could show what the top pools are, what's the opportunities. And that's what we do with our MCP server. We show you, what are some good yield opportunities on Ekubo. What's the voting status of all the pools? Like, what's the yield in the last 24 hours? Those are the sort of questions you can ask to our MCP server that will give you live data for.
It just kind of disappeared. It must be like doing some work or something. I would probably see it here. There we go. It made another transaction on Ethereum. So it's just like going to work. We don't even know, but it's like in the background looping on that DCA that I asked for, I guess.
Sure, looks like it.
Yeah, I got some more, right?
Yeah.
And the price of fold must be going down because I got more than I got last time. That's what happens when tokens first come out, right? Like rip up and rip down. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try the liquidity thing. I'm assuming it's working. Let me see if I can even stop it. Like actually stop that.
If you can, please, sir.
What is a narrow band? Like 5%?
You could let it guess. You don't even need to say.
Okay. I should have just said narrow band. I should have just left it as like plain English and see how it interprets my intent.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. This is like if this dude can just add liquidity, that is dope.
So it's going to use Ekubo to do this. Obviously, it's Ekubo wallet, so I didn't build the Uniswap integration first.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so now you can see it's looking at the hosted MCP server. It's going to get some context.
So what is that? So it's going to put liquidity into your AMM. Are people actually trading on that? When someone trades, does it like route through yours sometimes if the price is right? Is it across an aggregator? Like what's going to happen here? Will I earn fees?
So, absolutely. Ekubo is integrated into every aggregator and solvers and everywhere else. It's so Ekubo core, Ekubo's protocol is like, you can think of it, it's just like a more efficient, in my opinion, better architected Uniswap v4.5 or something. That's how I would describe it. It's a lot of it is Yule. We also have a bunch of first-party extensions which let you do additional stuff like TWAMM. So you could do an on-chain DCA if you want. I think it's a lot less useful for users now that you can have an agent do an off-chain DCA that's really good. So like it's integrated everywhere, and I think when you create this pool, if people are trading this thing, you're going to immediately see you're going to start to earn fees.
Dope.
It might ask you some follow-up questions like what fee do you want to use, like 1% fee.
Fee tier.
You could say just guess, based on the new token, whatever.
Yeah, let it rip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And
all right, man.
One thing to note is, you didn't. Your policy doesn't cover Ekubo.
It doesn't cover this, right? I'm going to have to go back
to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, so what I do with my policies is I have a repo called agent prompts. So I'll just write out the prompt that I want to be looped. And then I have in this repo, I have instructions which say every time you run it, write a little report file and commit that and push it to the repo. And so I can see a history of every single run that it did, why it decided to do something, whatever its rationale is. And then also while it's looping for that particular prompt, I can say, like, I don't like how you did this. I want you to do something else. And then it'll just update the core prompt for that loop. So yeah, it's, I think there's a ton of opportunity for basically just like higher yields that are relatively low risk just because you have access to these agents. Like stablecoin LPing is very trivial to do with Ekubo wallet. Like you can earn between 10 and 20% APR on USDC, USDG. You can earn about that or more on USDC, USDE. So depending on what you're willing to risk, and it's relatively passive because you don't have to worry about rebalancing, making sure you're in range, collecting your fees, reinvesting, etc. That
you basically just set up a policy and it handles it.
Yeah.
So okay, I do have to say that like it seems like you should have more MCPs for this thing like built in. So I go to it and I say I want to earn some yield on my ETH. Like you figure out the best thing, and if you had Uniswap and you had Aave and you had a handful of like the big MCPs here, it's gonna like do a much better job, right? Is that something you will add eventually, or there's like a reason why you're not putting those in?
So I don't want to have to build everything. I don't want to have to index all the data in the world just so I can tell you what is the best yield opportunity. The goal is that, like, so this wallet, the wallet itself is a very, very dumb MCP server. It's not tied to any one protocol. I'm hoping that others, it looks like it actually tried to update your policy so you don't have to.
Yep.
You have to do that yourself. So it won't ever change your policy. Oh, did you already approve it?
I already approved it. I don't get why it's. I'll bring that up. I reviewed and and then
you have to validate the review.
Oh, there's more.
Looks like you already did it.
Yeah. Okay, maybe the agent's already ripping. I feel like the UI could use a little work there on like marking that red or something like that. I'm not sure what happened there.
I mean, you can just reject it. It should be, if it's already approved, you're good. But like you can look at the policy. Does it say if you hit review?
Yeah, if we go here,
just hit reject and it should go away.
Hit review and then hit reject?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, because it just won't change anything if you reject. That's like the default.
Okay,
probably shouldn't be red.
Okay. But, something new now. What do we got?
Maybe. Oh yeah. Try again. Try reviewing. And then. Okay. So here's what happened. Not the best UI. If you go to open review policy, click review in editor. That's the first step. You have to hit review in editor, and then you hit authenticate.
Okay. Yeah, so there. Now it's asking me for a. Yeah. So you got some smooth brain customer feedback. You need you need that smooth brain to use your stuff.
There's UX edges. I mean, this was built very, very quickly. The main thing I focused on was the core separation, the private key storage, and then the architecture. So I was talking about the separation between the wallet and like the dApp. I don't want to have my hosted server know how to use every single protocol. And so you should be able to add a Uniswap MCP server, which knows how to add liquidity or remove liquidity or create a token on pools or whatever. You should be able to add an Aave MCP server. Which,
do you think users should manage MCP servers? Like, I feel like that user experience is maybe too far for a lot of users. Like, they want to just talk to their wallet and express their intent, and it should somehow, maybe it could ask me, like, do you want to install the Uniswap MCP server? And I'm like, yes, I do. Silly dilly dokio, go. But like me having to go find a Uniswap MCP and bring it back to my agent is probably like too much for a normish.
I agree. So like that's the next step is we need more MCP servers that know how to interact with this type of wallet. So I had to create a protocol specifically for wallet to MCP server communication. And one of the reasons I had to do that was because when you do a Uniswap add liquidity, the call data for that can be very large. Or when you do a swap on 0x, the call data, it could swap through like 40 different pools. It could split your trade 30 times, do different routing, and that still only costs, you know, 1 million gas, but that's how you get the best price. So the problem there is when you have like, you know, 1,000 or, you know, 10 kilobytes of call data, that gets read into the agent's context, and then it gets output into another tool call, right? So that was a major problem with an early version because it takes forever to with a big LLM, it takes forever to move that between tools. So what we created was a separate like execution plan thing, which is totally portable. It's not specific to Ekubo. So that's where
trying to execute a transaction here.
Yeah.
Sorry, go. Yeah. Well, continue your thought. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm getting distracted by your own, but yeah, basically, you need to have these like third-party MCP servers that know how to produce. They basically expose the list of actions that you can do on a protocol, and then give you endpoints to prepare that call data.
Nice. So my portfolio went way down. I must have a liquidity position here, but it's not visible here in the portfolio. Is there something I do to get that, or is that something in?
So you could just say, you know, what is the status of my position in the agent?
I see. Yeah.
So the thing is, I was reluctant to even build this portfolio tab because you have the same problem where what are all the protocols that a user is using, right?
Yeah.
So most wallets, they'll just go to dbank and get an API or some other API which allows you to get a user's portfolio, and then they'll just render that in the wallet. So everything in this wallet just relies on an RPC URL, so you can add any network, and because of that, we have relatively limited portfolio tab. We don't show DeFi protocols in here. You can just ask your agent. Your agent will talk to the MCP server and say, this is what you have.
Yes, I have the position. Okay, so have I earned fees? Oh, it says 0 so far. That's what we're really looking for. So it looks like, I mean, it looks like it did it, but now it's like, am I making money off of this position? As the position changed. Yeah, so let's see. Yep.
So I would recommend just calling loop and say, you know, rebalance of my position or keep my position in range.
Really cool.
Yeah. I wanted to add Uniswap at launch, but it is, so the surface area for an AMM is actually like very large. You have to be able to like do swaps. You have to be able to add liquidity, remove liquidity. And now that I'm saying it, it sounds like small, but if you look at the number of tools, so if you type it /MCP here, and then you can go to the Ekubo tool. There's 73 tools, and we can just look at that. If you hit enter, view tools. So we have a lot of stuff, for VE3, for like reading the pool states, for getting like TWAMM orders.
You said, so I know a TWAP, but I don't know it's TWAMM. What's TWAMM? I don't even know.
TWAMM is basically on-chain TWAP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it executes every single block if the timestamp increments. So if you're doing if you have a DAO which is selling something, that's very useful because the DAO can place the order, and you're kind of relying on keepers to do the execution. But yeah, there's a lot of tools for just Ekubo, and we also implemented some Aave stuff, Aave v3. But the ideal MCP server for Uniswap will also give you all the same data you can see on the interface.
And really what I would do is just like, all right, build me a little HTML page. Actually, just build me .654. There we go.
It looks like someone dumped on you. You know, there is an HTML page where you can see your positions, and that's ekubo.org. So you can go connect your wallet there if you want, and take a look.
So launch the app and then connect wallet, and then how am I connecting this wallet? Do I do it through?
Has to be Wallet Connect. And I was
Wallet
thinking about that.
You got to build something native, dude. Yeah.
No, there should be like an app link, right, where you just click it and it pops right up into your app.
It looks like you have a Ekubo wallet running locally. Do you want to connect that? And then I just do it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't love the like sort of automated discovery. But yeah, definitely. Like, so
dude, this thing's really hard. Where I have to select this thing right here.
I know.
Super hard.
Yeah. The reason I had to make that happen
I don't want a reason. I'm just telling you the UX is bad. I don't want the reason.
You're right about that. So if you go to pool, you should see your position there.
There we go.
You can click it. You can see, how much is earned.
There's our fees. We've earned 6 cents.
Yeah, but you got dumped on, so you're probably down.
Did I get dumped on? I mean, I think I had $40 in here total, right? Maybe not.
It said.
Yeah, I put in 40.
Position plus fees is 38.43.
It's I'm down a little bit, but the token's probably moving wildly, and that's to be expected, I think. But this is dope, man. This is cool. There's a lot of learning to do. Like I want to teach my agent a lot more stuff, and I want to give it more things, and I want it to be smarter. And
so you can have Codex write MCP server very, very quickly for something. So if you have access to the interface for that thing, it very quickly translates to an MCP server, because whatever the interface code is, that's exactly what an MCP server or an agent needs to transact with it, right? It tells the agent, how do I construct an add liquidity transaction? What are the parameters that the user needs to select, etc. Right? So if you have the open source Uniswap interface, you can just say, goal, create an MCP server that works with Ekubo wallet, and deploy it to Cloudflare pages, and then you can just add it, and all of a sudden you have Uniswap. So like writing that app integration is very easy, but the hard part is like you also want to expose all this like data. So you want to show what are the top earning pools. What's like you want to have like basically a charts tab available to the MCP agent if that's what it wants, or to the agent. So there's a lot of tools you want to make about like. Oh,
I didn't share this. I'm sorry. Shoot, we were talking about this wallet. I have thing and I didn't share it. Here's my position on Ekubo.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go. Yeah. There's the HTML page.
People trading.
Yeah. Oh, it's already out of range. Yeah.
Wow. That's too bad.
That's pretty dope.
Wait, how's that
so
possible?
What I would need to do is like
that can't be right. Oh no, it is out of. That's pretty strange. Right? Maybe refresh this page. I don't know what's going on there.
What's strange?
Well, your principal has both ETH and fold, but
but it's out of range, right? It should be all of one. That's right.
Not a good look, huh? But I promise it's a front end bug. It's definitely not. That's all it is.
Well, this guy should tell me what it's actually at, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like it's building me a little HTML page too. Neat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, lots of neat stuff here. I don't know, like when I have this discussion about AI agents with a lot of people, a lot of it is like, yes, we know agents are coming. There's a lot of supply of cool things you can do with agents. There's just not a lot of demand of people using the agents. Maybe it's like a really good web mobile harness needs to come out before like normies are using more agents. But like, yeah, I don't know. How do you think about it? Where do you think it's going? If you have another 5-10 minutes to talk about this.
I mean, I think like people today, myself included, are pretty uncomfortable with giving agents the reins. Like, I don't really want to connect Claude to my Gmail because now all of a sudden Anthropic has, 15 years of email history and I don't know where that data is going to go. I'm comfortable with it sitting in Google where it's been, but I'm not so comfortable with it sort of just being added to this corpus of training data. Like, it's kind of, it makes me super uncomfortable. I think wallets are nice because there's like a very clean boundary around them. Like anything you put in the wallet, you can lose, but like, you're not sacrificing years of something. Like you can create a test wallet, just play around with that. But I do kind of see like over time, I have gotten more comfortable. I'm still using the computer use stuff. And I don't review code nearly as in depth as I used to from the agents. The agents just keep getting better. And so I could
But are
totally
you looking
see
at the code at all? You must be looking at the code if you say that. Like, I don't look at the code at all. I don't have time. You're actually looking at the code. Maybe you're releasing a product that's moving money, I guess.
It depends on what I'm writing because, for a lot of stuff, I'm not looking at the code. I look at the end result and then I give feedback. So it's like I'm a product manager now. But like I could at least, some of those skills are so relevant. I can tell as an engineer, there were many places where the app wasn't running 120 FPS. I'm like, what the hell? This is a desktop app like built in Rust. And so like I can still tell, when things need to be better. But I think eventually, with the level of skills and LMs getting better, it's just going to be like a total waste of time. And I don't think you're ever going to want to go click on a dApp. Like I'm already getting to that point where it's a pain for me to have to go click. And, some dApps, you even have to click approve before you do supply on, certain dApps that start with A and end with E. It's like, it's a huge pain. Or like, if you want to rebalance your position, you don't want to have to do that regularly. So like, this is just the glue between agents and DeFi, this wallet. And because we're sort of in a transitionary period, that's why we still have to have things like Wallet Connect or Portfolio. Eventually, you should never want to look at your portfolio in the thing. You'll just be like, how much money is, how are my positions doing? Am I up today? Like, you'll just like speak the question or something, and something will tell you. And I mean, it's kind of scary to imagine that like you just have no, like you're kind of like giving up control. But I think the next generation won't really even think about it. And I don't know, maybe that's a bad thing. But
I mean, the LLM should be smarter than me. They already are smarter than me. Like, if you were to give me the information and the LLM the information, it should be able to decipher what is better faster than I can. And I think we're getting to that point. I just think people are too afraid to let that happen. Yeah. And it does some dumb stuff now and then. Like every once in a while, it's like, "Ooh, whoops! What did you want me to do here while this works?"
So if you really want to let go of control, let's go to the policies.
There's like a star.
Allow anything. Click the allow anything. And now you can install that.
Perfect.
And now you don't got to think about it anymore.
There we go. And then I fingerprint that, and then it's just like I express my intent, and it does it. Hell yeah.
And so, I kind of like, I mean, this is where DeFi is going because, I think basically, agents make up 57% of internet traffic or something like that. Last I read, I think that agents are eventually going to make up bots already make up the majority of blockchain traffic, but now users armed with agents are going to make up the rest of it very quickly because there's just it's so much better than clicking around in an app. I think what makes it such a painful experience or UX is that like every time you send a transaction, you have to wait, get feedback, and then do another thing. Like it's there's never just like one transaction you do and now you're done. And you also have to wait for things to confirm. Sometimes they might not confirm, they revert. And like people like time is precious. People aren't very patient for that stuff. So they'll do stuff like, oh, I'm going to set my slippage tolerance to 1% to buy this thing because I don't want to deal with it. And now you've lost 1% of your money. Well, this doesn't have that problem at all. The agent instructions actually say, set your slippage tolerance to whatever the cost of gas is to like front run me, and then just retry. So that way you don't ever get front run with this thing, and you don't have to worry about like using a special RPC URL.
Yeah, I don't think the user is going to know about slippage protection. Like they're just going to be like, I have token A, I want token B, and like the bot just needs to be smart enough and teach. There should be teaching moments where the bot's like, actually, right now we need to do this slippage thing, and here's how it works, and here's why you got to do it. And I don't know. There's got to be a smoother experience, and I don't think expressing your intent with slippage protection involved is going to be something that normies do.
You shouldn't have to. The instructions, so the wallet actually, the hosted MCP server provides instructions to the agent, which is like, this is how you should set your slippage tolerance. And so the user shouldn't really have to think about it. They might think about price impact, which is like, oh, there's not enough liquidity on this chain. Like, and so the agent will actually warn you, like, hey,
it'll be like, whoa, yeah, we're gonna get this for that, yeah.
And most cases it'll stop before it does something stupid. Like I remember that, you know, when I was managing my own LP positions, I got impatient and I was just clicking through quotes. I remember I lost like $2,000 on a stablecoin to stablecoin quote from 0x, and I was like, damn, like that, like I just wasn't paying attention. That's never happened to me before, but because I'm doing LPing and I have to do a lot of transactions, I don't want to be checking every single quote, especially if it's like a, you know, $10,000 quote. I don't want to think about losing $2,000 on that, right? So, but like, you know, credit to 0x, they actually backed me up on it, and it was like some private market maker that was misbehaving, and they got me back. So, yeah.
All right.
But
what? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm cool with the team, but you know, most people aren't, and so this agent is like, you know, it can protect you. It's also, you know, going to do a lot of things without, you know, it also it's a double-edged sword, I guess is what I want to say.
Cool. Okay. So last question. What I ask this to all my Slop.Computer guests usually, just to see how they even define it, but like, what is your AI psychosis, or how have you dealt with AI psychosis?
God, like, you know, building this thing, I'm like, does anyone actually want to use this the whole time, or is it just cool to me? And like, oh, I'm obsessed with the AI, like slot machine, just like, you know, constantly putting in requests. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe my psychosis is that I think it's a useful product. Like, I don't know. It's making me doubt myself in some ways. So I don't know. Hopefully people will tell me either way.
It sounds like you're doubting yourself, but it's giving you false confidence that it is making a great product. And what you're doing is you're doubting yourself and saying, like, is this really a great product? We need to get like traction and PMF next. And that's like the slot machine is, you get in and you make a prompt and it improves the product a little bit. And then you give it another prompt and it improves the product a little bit. And that dopamine loop is dope. Like, it's wonderful building software right now because you can build so fast and you can make cool things. But this absolutely is a psychosis of like, I've created so much software in the last 2 weeks, but it really comes down to who's going to use it. And I think that's your own brain nagging you rather than AI psychosis, but that's a healthy thing to have, and that's what's next, right? So how do you think about that? How do you think about distribution? How do you think about solving the next problem of getting traction and getting people to use it? Coming on Slop.Computer, showing it off, that's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I think if things don't kick off kind of organically, then and you're like swimming upstream, like you might just have it's either the wrong time or it's, to me, it's rarely the execution. Like I've seen things that were just like total like slop, for lack of a better word, that like, you know, do kick off and like it's just what people want. And you know, so yeah, I'm hoping just through organic usage, people will be like, oh, this is really cool, you should try this, you know, that it'll get some adoption. You know, obviously I'm doing the usual marketing stuff on Twitter, but that's not really my forte. So yeah, we'll see sort of where it goes from here. Yeah, tell your friends, see if they find it interesting. If it
and the goal will be
problems.
that you have a wallet that has smart policies and does really good key management, that also can talk to the agent and talk to MCPs, and you can kind of BYO AI, bring your own harness and talk to the wallet. It's not a wallet that you talk to because it has its own AI built into it. It's more of the wallet is this thin kind of like signing and policy layer, and you bring your own AI and connect it to the wallet and let it rip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think every user setup is going to be slightly different. Like I'm going to have my own Dune MCP server with my own account on it, where I have my own dashboards, which can sort of inform my own LPing decisions. Like, why should I share my alpha? You know, so you can create your own strategies and very easily automate them using agents. And you don't have to rely on a third party. You don't have to leak MEV. You can very quickly customize it just in plain English. And yeah, you can still sort of you can be protected from things like prompt injection. Full disclosure, that's mainly on Mac OS. You know, the other operating systems aren't quite as good at key storage. And you can be protected from like just sort of the agent making bad decisions with these policies.
Dope. I'm letting it rip over here. We're making policies. Oh, it's having me make a new policy. Oh, it's adding my own RPC or something. Sure.
So MEV blocker rate limits. I think most users unfortunately will run into this on mainnet.
I gave it my own RPC though. Like I have an Ethereum node right here, and I'm trying to get it to just use that, but it doesn't look like it's doing that.
So because the RPC URL does, it is sort of like a trusted interface. You have to go into the wallet and change it.
Okay, so I've got to change the RPC manually here.
Yeah, so if you go into Ethereum, you can just swap those RPC endpoints out for your own, and you should be good to go.
Okay, I can do this off screen, but yeah, this has been great. Moods. What do you? I don't know, man. Like, it's traction. Basically, you're watching for traction at this point. You're watching, are people using the wallet? How are they using the wallet? What can you do to improve the wallet? Like, you're trying to get distribution. You're trying to stay out of AI psychosis and just loop editing your product that no one uses. Like, it's really important that people use it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have a question.
That's why it's getting launched, you know, with some rough edges here.
Of course.
You know, even the Windows build is unsigned. You know, there's key storage question on Windows and Linux. You know, there's some rough edges, but the point is this useful? Like, that's the main thing I'm trying to find out.
So people need to go grab it, go use it, go to Ekubo. I keep feeling like I'm pronouncing it wrong. Go to ekubo.org and go try it out. Right there, introduction to the wallet. Yeah. All right, Moods. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you for being on the Slop. Thanks for joining us. I think
Thanks for having me.
Claude is having a rough time. I was going to have him do an outro, but I feel like it's probably not a good idea. He's like chopping out big time here, but I'll do the outro. We talked about Ekubo wallet. It was dope. Bring your own AI, talk to your wallet. The wallet is secure. It has a policy system. and you can just express your intent to your own AI, and it executes for you. I just like have the let it rip policy. So go to ekubo.org and try it out. Anything else you would say to close it out?
Yeah, use it at your own risk.
yeah, disclaimer. Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Not financial advice.
Yes, all the disclaimers. All right. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the Slop.Computer.
All right. See ya.
See you.